be showing you how I made this backless Milkmaid top. So first I started out with a drawing, and it's a crop top in a size extra small, and I made it with some leftover satin material that I had. Also, I ended up changing the top because I didn't really like it all out and frilly. So what I was using was scissors, some thread, and these are the ribbons that I used. I ended up cutting some thicker ones, but this is basically what it looked like. And I also had a large rectangular fabric. So I started out by threading my bobbin, which it takes forever. Anyway, after that was done, I cut it and put it into my machine. Here I am sewing the straps, basically. They were a little thicker when I redid them, but this is essentially how I did them. I just folded it over and I went ahead and sewed it down. I also lowered the tension so that it wouldn't snag any of the fabric. And I cut along the edges. I didn't put flame to them, but if you want to, I guess you can. Then I used a safety pin and I turned them inside out. So here you can see that I'm sewing up the sides of the rectangles just so it has a very clean hem. And I would turn it in once and turn it in again. And I did that with a straight stitch. Locked my stitch and I cut it, and as you can see, that's what it looks like. And then I did it to all sides of the rectangle. So here's just a close-up on how I turned it in and turned it in again, just to do a really nice hem. I don't know what it's called. I never took classes. That's all I can tell. So here I'm measuring out some elastic. I slightly stretch it out on the top of my chest and on the bottom of my chest, which is where the cinching will be done, or the gathering, whatever it's called. And then to do this technique, I would stretch out the elastic, but not the fabric because the fabric's satin, so it doesn't stretch. And then I use a zigzag stitch across it. It also helps if you have much better matching thread, which I didn't. So anyway, it looks kind of violent, but you have to like really pull the machine or pull the thread, and my machine is kind of old, so this is just how it was done. Also, it helps to have pins in place. Anyway, I took out the pins, finished it up, and I did that to the other side of it too. So that's what it looks like. Just like that, and you can hold it against you, and you can see what it looks like. And so that's what I did to the other side, the bottom side too. I left a little bit more fabric on the bottom side rather than the top. I ended up getting rid of the fabric on top anyway. I folded it in. And here, once again, I'm just pulling the fabric to make the elastic, or pulling the elastic to make the fabric lay flat and the elastic was stretched. And here I'm making little ribbons to attach to the bottom elastic, which is where the ribbon will be pulled through. Sew those up, and you can see where I'm attaching them. Just there. And here I am applying fire to the end of the ribbon just so it doesn't fray or any strings come off. And then I just lightly press that. And then I tried it on. All I had to do was sew the ribbon to the top of the shirt and looped it through the loops that I made and tied it in the back. And there's the back. And here's a little montage of the shirt out in my garden. As you can see, I tucked in the top. Pretty simple. If you have any other questions, feel free to DM me or comment.